Two bombshells explode at Arsenal. A £60 million signing is getting very close, and a key starter might be on his way out, with Antonio Conte watching closely and ready to make his move. Yes, Gooners, the transfer window is heating up fast. Another big day for Arsenal, and if you carry this club in your heart like we do, you're in the right place. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications, because every victory, every signing, every heartbreak, we live it all together. Let's jump into today's news. Andrea Berta, Arsenal's new sporting director, didn't waste a second. He barely landed in London and already started shaking things up behind the scenes, hunting for high-caliber reinforcements to take Mikel Arteta's squad to the next level, and the focus is clear. Offensive firepower. Berta has already met with names like Benjamin Šeško and holds deep admiration for Viktor Gyökeres from Sporting, but a new surprise name has now emerged as a potential top priority. According to fresh reports, Arsenal have resumed talks for Bryan Embomo, one of Brentford's standout stars. The French attacker, valued at £60 million, was already being monitored in the last window, but negotiations have now accelerated, and that's no surprise. Embomo is having an outstanding season, with 18 goals and 8 assists in the Premier League, elite-level numbers. On top of that, his versatility is a major asset. He's played as a winger, second striker, even as a right wing-back. A true offensive wildcard. But here's the problem. Arsenal aren't alone in this race. Manchester United are also keen on Embomo and are ready to make a strong push. So either Arsenal move fast, or they could lose yet another top target to a direct rival, and there's more. Even Thierry Henry recently claimed Embomo would leave Brentford this summer, and it looks like the legend was spot on. As for Brentford, they won't stand in his way. Manager Thomas Frank has made it clear if the right offer comes in, he's free to go. So let me ask you, Gooners, is Embomo worth the £60 million? Would he start in Arsenal's attack? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because we've still got much more breaking news to drop in this video. And while Arsenal are moving to buy, one key player could be on his way out, and with a profit. We're talking about Jakub Kiwi, the Polish center back who finally got his shot in the starting 18 and absolutely seized it. With Gabriel Magalhaes injured, Kiwi was called into action. And what did he do? Simple. He delivered big time. Against Real Madrid, for example, he showed he absolutely belongs at the Champions League level. But here's the dilemma. Despite his strong performances, Kiwi knows that once the first choice defenders return, he'll likely go back to the bench. And that's where Antonio Conte comes in. According to Italian outlet Il Mattino, Napoli's new manager has made it clear he wants Kiwi at all costs. And Arsenal, aware of the interest, have named their price, €35 million, around £30 million. That would represent a £10 million profit on the fee paid to Spezia back in 2022. But hold on, it's not just a simple sale. If Kiwi doesn't request to leave, Arsenal already have a contract extension offer ready to go, because Mikel Arteta sees him as an important squad player moving forward. Now think about this. If you were in Kiwi's shoes, would you stay at Arsenal fighting for minutes, or take the chance to be a guaranteed starter in Serie A? Tough call, right? And don't forget, this potential sale could unlock new signings, or even free up wages for bigger reinforcements. The summer window is far from over. But it doesn't stop there. Another key name could be saying goodbye to the Emirates. And this time, the problem isn't the lack of interested clubs, it's the high wages. We're talking about Alexander Zenchenko. The Ukrainian fullback, once a key player in Arteta's squad, barely gets game time now. Only 4 Premier League starts this season. Why? Simple. He lost his spot to promising youngsters like Miles Lewis-Skelly, the versatile Jurrien Timber, and possible new signing Riccardo Calafiori. Zenchenko, once hailed as a world beater by fans, especially after his monster performance against Ipswich, is now seen as surplus to requirements. And Arsenal want to sell, but there's a huge problem. Zinchenko's wage is £150,000 per week, and that scares off potential buyers. To put it in perspective, that salary would make him the 3rd highest earner at Borussia Dortmund, behind only Niklas Süle and Serhou Guirassy, and Dortmund is one of the interested clubs, alongside teams from Italy and Spain. The issue? Almost no one in Europe is willing to pay a decent transfer fee plus that astronomical wage. Sources close to Arsenal have revealed the club might accept a loan deal, but only if the new club covers most of the wages, which, let's be honest, is tough to find. So Arsenal are caught between a rock and a hard place. They want to sell Zenchenko to free up space and ease the wage bill, but might have to. Accept a cheap sale, send him out on loan, or even keep him in the squad despite no playing time. It's a delicate case, and it will definitely shake up the club's backstage in the coming weeks. Surprise market move. Arsenal could sign one of Arteta's favorite targets for just £12 million, but only if they act fast. Attention Gunners fans, a golden opportunity just appeared, and it could change Arsenal's plans this transfer window. Mikel Arteta is looking for reinforcements in several positions: striker, winger, defender, midfielder, and yes, even a new backup goalkeeper. That's because David Raya is expected to remain the undisputed starter, and the club needs a reliable substitute on the bench, especially since Norberto Neto is likely to return to Bournemouth after a lackluster loan spell. But here comes the unexpected twist. Arsenal could sign Joan Garcia, goalkeeper from Espanyol, for a true bargain, only £12 million. Yes, you heard that right, and best of all, he's Arteta's primary target for the position. Joan Garcia had an impressive season in La Liga, with 7 clean sheets despite playing for a newly promoted team. A rising talent, just 23 years old, exactly the profile Arsenal loves to develop. But there's one crucial detail fans need to understand. Espanyol is in financial trouble. The Spanish club desperately needs to sell Garcia before June 30th to avoid closing the year in the red, and that's where the chance arises. Sources close to Espanyol indicate they would accept an offer of just €15 million, about £12.6 million. A fee Arsenal once thought too high, but now seems like a total bargain. However, there's another shark in the game. Manchester United has also entered the race and already contacted Garcia's staff. The Red Devils see the youngster as a possible replacement for Andre Onana, who hasn't yet convinced at Old Trafford. So here's the deal. Arsenal has the right target. The price is affordable, but they need to move fast or risk losing another gem to a direct rival. Andrea Berta knows this, and now it's a race against time. If Arsenal really want to secure Garcia, they can't hesitate. Frustration in the market. Arsenal loses Dean Huijsen to Real Madrid and now searches for new defensive solution. Arsenal fan, the saga is over, but not how we expected. Real Madrid just made it official, signing 20-year-old defender Dean Huijsen for a whopping £50 million. The player, who was a top target for Mikel Arteta, agreed to terms with the Merengues and is now off the Gunners' radar. This marks another transfer market defeat for Arsenal, who had been leading the race for Huijsen, but saw Real Madrid accelerate and close the deal. With that, a big gap opens in the defense, especially amid rumors that Jakub Kiwi may be leaving the Emirates Stadium. The question now is, who can replace the young talent that slipped away? Here are 3 alternatives Arsenal can pursue immediately to avoid losing out. Nathan Collins, Brentford, a strong name already approved by Arteta. According to Arsenal Insider, the 24-year-old Irishman is a top target to reinforce the defense. Collins had a solid season under Thomas Frank, being a key piece for Brentford's defense and playing every Premier League match. Strong, reliable, good on the ball, and more experienced than Huijsen, he could arrive ready to compete for a starting spot. Plus, he has the physical and tactical profile Arsenal values highly. Christian Mosquera. Valencia Mosquera is another hot name behind the scenes at the Emirates. Just 20 years old, the Spanish center-back played 35 La Liga matches and was crucial in saving Valencia from relegation. Important detail, Andrea Berta, Arsenal's new sporting director, tried to sign Mosquera before while at Atletico Madrid, so it's an old desire, and it might become reality now. Under contract until 2026, he could be negotiated for less than expected and would likely accept a rotation role behind Saliba and Gabriel. Victor Valdepenas, Real Madrid Castilla. A bold bet, but one that could pay off in the long run. Only 18 years old, Valdepenas is a gem from Real Madrid Castilla. Versatile, he's played as center back, right back, left back, and even midfielder. Tactically smart and with great technical potential, he's seen as a raw diamond. With Huijsen now at Real Madrid, there may be limited space for Valdepenas to grow, opening the door for a deal. In summary, Arsenal lost Huijsen, but still has excellent options on the market, each with distinct traits. Collins, more more ready and experienced. Mosquera, young, technical, and connected directly to Berta. Valdepenas, a bold future prospect. But the big question is, will Arsenal act smart and fast, or lose out once again? Now we want to hear from you, Gooner fan. Which of these options would you sign today? Or should Arsenal think even bigger? Leave your comment, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and get ready. Arsenal's transfer market is just getting started, and here you won't miss a thing. Come on, Arsenal.